Hey, you beautiful twin flames, and welcome back to Tarot for You 444. It's actually about to get really hot where I am in Australia, and I'm kind of taking advantage of the cooler breeze or the cooler weather before it does get a little bit warm. So I'm kind of uploading a little bit later than usual, but that's okay. Everything in divine timing. Is that right? Some of you agree and some of you may disagree with that statement. So I'm going to do a twin flame check-in today, but I wanted to just quickly talk to you about something that I find really interesting. I was talking to a friend not so long ago, and via text, and I realized that language becomes this barrier, especially when we're texting people. And I said, I'm trying to figure out which part is the most important to tell you. So I don't know. I'm just thinking, but I'm trying to come to terms with, something I said to them, and it was kind of like a question that I was putting up in the air, like, a philosophical question, like, who's gonna love me? As it was kind of a joke, because I joke around a lot, and I was like, well, who's gonna love me? If I act that way, I don't know. So the context was something like, I'm not very good at cooking. Who's gonna love me? And my friend said, I'll love you. And I just was like really taken aback, because I realized that, in that questioning of, who's going to love me, which I meant, when I said it, I meant, like, who would want to be with, who would want to come over to my place if I can't cook them a meal, kind of thing. And so I just threw it out there and said, well, who's going to love me, like that. And then they went, oh, I would love you, thinking that I was missing some sort of love. And so language can become, whether or not it's a cultural difference, or whether, it's just a texting thing that happens, I want you to have a think about, who you're texting, and whether or not you're on social media. And if you are on social media, maybe choose your words wisely, because, that the person I was talking to was kind of concerned, like, oh no, that doesn't feel loved, and that wasn't what I was meaning at all. So, if you text your divine masculine or feminine, maybe just be aware that, texts don't always come across as, if you were at least, on a Skype call, or on a video call, or at least on an audio call, because then you can put your your feeling into the words, and then they can, like I would have said, well, who's gonna love me anyway, like that, and then they would have got, oh right, she's joking around, you know what I mean? So just be aware of the disconnect that can happen. We're ready to go. I love the fours keep coming up. The fours for stability are really important lately. Divine masculine really wanting to feel stable, and divine feminine trying to keep her stability as well. And today I want to talk briefly also about how Twin flames need to realize that they are the same. You are them and they are you. And any disconnection that you're feeling is coming from the mind. Remember, you are your soul, okay? And you have a mind and you have a body. And these are your physical attributes that get you where you need to go in this realm. Let's call the earth a realm. I like to think of earth as a realm. Wow, I love divine masculine today. He has union on the mind. And in fact, the 10 of Cups here with the Game of Thrones deck is being represented by the candles. Again, that song's coming to me. I burn for you. What am I gonna do? I burn for you. Burn for you. And the next verse of that song is quite interesting. It says, got myself into some trouble tonight. Guess I'm just feeling blue. It's been so long since I see your face. The distance between me and you. Right? It's about distance and whether or not that's a physical distance or a distance of a different proportion, meaning you're still in the, dare I say it, friend zone with your divine masculine. That's fine too, but they're feeling the distance, and the separation is making them feel like a small boy. And there's nothing really wrong with that, except that they don't really know how to move forward. How does a page come forward to a priestess? I kind of feel like he wants to say, I'm not worthy, sire. I'm not worthy of her, sire, if he was talking to the king. How does one approach something so mystical and something so profound? And how does one come out of the confusion? How do you come out of the confusion about what to do next? Because many of the divine masculines can talk to you on social media, can call you up, can spend time, but there's some other block in the way of them actually coming into physical union, which is why most people watch my channel, because they long to be in physical union with their masculine. But so does he. We have two pages here. We have the page of coins, or the page of cups, and the page of spears, or the page of swords. Same thing. It's interesting when we talk about gender. Not all divine masculines are female, and you know what I mean by that. But when we talk about the masculine energy, he is a warrior, he is a protector, but because this is a page here, this is someone still learning how to be that warrior and still learning how to be that protector. And they kind of feel like sometimes that they don't, or they're thinking, sorry, this is in their thinking space, they don't want to come forward until they feel like a warrior. Because then they feel like they've done you a disservice. with no disrespect to homeless people, but it would be like a homeless man, you know, going for a job interview before he's taken a shower and shaved off his beard. You know, it's just not going to happen. And this is what the divine masculine does, is he sees the blocks in the way of union. And for many of them, they believe that the block is them. I know I want this, you know, perhaps even she's over there in the pyramid, you know. She's doing great. How do I impress that? How do I impress the Queen of Sheba? I don't know why I'm saying the Queen of Sheba. Maybe that resonates for someone. Everything I say has a meaning to it. And all of my readings are timeless. So if you go to another reading and click on it because you like the title or the thumbnail, that's because it's meant for you at this time. Now, the divine feminine felt the nurturing energy coming in on the Valentine's Day, whether that was in 5D or 3D. She could feel it. But she's also intellectual enough to know that she has to lead herself through this quagmire. I want to say quagmire. You know, it's like that boy from the Never-Ending Story. I think his name is Atreyu. And he goes through the quicksand on his horse, and the horse gets stuck in the quicksand. And he's yelling at the horse, come with me, come with me. And then he realizes that the horse kind of isn't there yet, so he has to go on. And this is what divine feminine's realizing with the masculine, you know. He's not quite there yet. You know, she started jogging a little while ago, this marathon, and she's a few kilometers ahead. And he's on the trail, but she knows that she has more to do. Wow, I love this card. This is the Star in reverse. This is someone trying not to lose hope, but then realizing that the outcome is herself. I love this. This is realizing that the outcome is going within and being on your own journey, regardless of the masculine. And the Ace of Swords are here to say, you know, this is the truth. I love this too. Birds and flowers are really important at the moment. Nature is really important at the moment. Divine feminine feeling like she's part of nature. Part of nature. You know, she's not in nature. She's a part of nature. And nature will react around her when she stays in her heart space. I love that. Nature will react around her. So she'll be seeing synchronicities. Maybe it's feathers. Maybe it's a coin on the ground. Maybe it's a flower in bloom. These are all signs and synchronicities that you are on the right path. And the colors have meaning. The times have meaning. You know, a lot of people, when they first awaken, they say, oh my God, I saw 11:11 on the clock. You know, I love that when someone sends me an email and they go, oh my goodness, I'm seeing 11:11 and 444 and 222 and, you know, etc., etc. Or even mirroring numbers like, you know, 1221. Okay. So the divine masculine feels the essence. Wow, look at this. In her thinking space, she realizes she has to go on. And the divine masculine feels that she has to go on. He's feeling her. You know, he's not there with her yet in the physical reality. But this light that she's holding, you know, she's a few kilometers ahead in that marathon. She's holding the light and he can see it. He can feel it. He can see it. He can feel it. And that's what draws him in. What a beautiful reading. The 5 of Spears or the 5 of Swords. He's still got this inner conflict. Having a conflict with himself, learning about who he is, which is a wonderful thing to do. And then when he drops the mind and comes back into the heart space, here he is as the King of Cups, searching for his Empress. That's where his feelings are. He's searching. And there she is, the Empress. He's so proud of her braveness. He's so proud of her kindness. You know, she's sailing all by herself. You notice the albatrosses in the background. Actually, they're dragons. Of course, of Game of Thrones. Hello, wake up, sunshine. Notice the dragons in the background. You know, he's sending her protection, and also realizes that she is the protection. Not only does he send protection to her, but he realizes that she is also his shroud. Wow. Fantastic reading. I love this. So the Divine Feminine has lost a little bit of strength, lost a little bit of fortitude, is trying to remain egoless. That's the hardest thing to do, is to drop the ego, by the way. Sometimes she's being a little bit cautious, you know, meow, meow. I don't know, how do we make a roaring sound? I can't roar, right? That was more like a cat. But she's really trying to be fierce, but at the same time she gets a little bit afraid that the connection won't happen in the 3D. Morally, she is withstanding the connection. She's beginning to understand that they are the same person. The illusion is that he is somewhere else and that she is somewhere else and that they're apart. That's the illusion of the 3D matrix world. And she knows this. And the angelic part of her realizes that this is a connection like no other. This is a 5D connection. It's not a 3D connection. And so to experience the 5D-ness of it, you have to be in your heart space. When she comes out of the heart space into the mind again, overthinking, her ego will tell her it's not going to happen. It's not possible. He doesn't love me. He needs to be doing all of this stuff to prove that he loves me. This card here says ultimatum. You know, either you ship up or shape up or ship out, buddy. You know? And that's the ego. That's the mind speaking. This connection transcends that. And she's learning that when she comes back into this Empress space, right? She's not needy. She's accepting of whatever will be, you know, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Right? But she can stand in her power if she chooses to. She has to choose it though. She has to know it. Wow, he's coming. Turning from that page back into the night. Da-dum, 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 da-dum. We can hear him coming. Can you hear the hooves on the horse? Da-dum, 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 right? It's this love. It might only be trickling in the 5D right now, and she might not even see it coming. But he is looking at her like she's a priestess, an empress, and the Queen of Cups. My goodness me. And then we have the match. We have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups here on the table. He's manifesting this now. You know, some divine masculines say to themselves, I don't know what I did to deserve this amazing connection, this perfect love, this, you know, amazing woman, take gender how it resonates, but this amazing person that just loves me. You know, I'm not that special. How can they just love me like this? Without the divine feminine, their wishes are not fulfilled. And this has been a theme for a long time. You know, I can have all the knowledge, I can have all the wisdom, I can have all the stuff, I can buy all the books. You know, I can go on holidays, I can, you know, have everything I want. But nothing will buy my divine feminine, you know. It's like, can't buy me love. Remember that? There was a cool movie with that song and I can't think of what it was, but can't buy me love. You know, I don't know the rest of the words, but I know it was a Beatles song. So then the divine feminine goes, you know, I haven't exactly got what I want yet, but I'm understanding that unity with myself is what the journey is all about. And she has the Four of Wands. So she hasn't given up on the connection here. She just knows he's not home yet. His physical part is not home yet. Together in spirit, yes, they are. Together in the ethereal or the 5D or whatever you want to call that, yes. But some divine feminines still come back into ego or mind space and start thinking that, oh, hang on a minute. Maybe there's more toxicity that needs to be cleared. Maybe there's some healing. Maybe I need to light a candle. Maybe I need to burn sage. Maybe I need to make him jealous. Maybe I need to, you know, like it's this idea that some divine feminines think that they need to do something about it. You know, this frog here isn't a happy frog. She's holding the unhappy frog, and when she hangs around with others who are unhappy, it filters into her being. And so I want to tell you to stop doing that, because it will quash your desire for yourself and for your twin flame journey. And so we have this reckoning here that's occurring where the divine masculine is going, I'm not quite good enough for her yet. But hang the expense, I'm coming anyway, whether that's in 5D or 3D. But he's emotionally invested now. He wants to show up in a good way. Divine feminine is having these head and heart decisions that, you know, on one hand she feels amazing, and then on the other hand she's got this dependency here. It's a habit that comes and goes. There's the cat. Remember? On one hand, she wants to go to the divine masculine, don't you hurt me. And then she wants to say, here, kitty, 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 I love you, you know. So she is, you know, for the divine masculine, she's showing up as the priestess, the empress, and the queen of cups. But in her own world here, there's a flip, you know. I kind of need to be this leader, but I'm kind of pissed off that I have to lead without him in the physical realm. You know, on one hand, her 3D self wants to give him this ultimatum. Either you come and get me or bugger off. It's an ultimatum here with the lovers. And then she goes, oh no, I'm such a sweetie, really. I didn't mean that. You know, she goes from heart space open to, come here now, divine masculine. You very naughty boy. I love this actually here. I just noticed she has a scratch on her arm. You know, as she goes from heart space open to, you know, that mind fuckery that happens, she's actually hurting herself. Because when her mind takes over, she tells herself all sorts of things, you know. Karmic's in the way. There's too much distance between us. He's never going to love me anyway. And even if he's saying he loves me, he's just saying those words. And perhaps he's a narcissist. He could be a narcissist. Oh my goodness. Or he's not a narcissist and I love him, but the karmic partner he's with is the narcissist, and it's making me angry because I want to be with him and she's with him, and or his work's in the way, or there's a location in the way. And so, without any disrespect to the divine feminine at all, but she's doing this because she needs love. And the love that she wants from her divine masculine has to come from herself. Because if it doesn't, she's thinking about her divine masculine being over there. And of course, that's what the mind does. The mind says, you know, he's in Timbuktu and I live in, I don't know, wherever you live. Right? He's in Guatemala feeding the monkeys. He'll never have time for me. And so all of these cycles come about where she tells herself all this stuff. And the problem with keeping telling her this stuff all the time is that that's the illusion. The illusion that they're separate is the illusion. That's what the 3D reality is here to do, is to show us a disconnect. A disconnect between race or culture or religion, or even within the spiritual community, there is a disconnect, you know. They're good and I'm bad, or I'm good and they're bad, or they're, you know, that way and I'm this way. You know, it's this disconnection that goes on and on and on and on in the 3D reality. And that's where the illusion lies, because when you first met your counterpart, you felt the love. This is a 5D connection, and to feel it, you must be in your heart space. And when you're in your ego or in your mind, let's say, you think about it, and the more you think about it, the more it'll drive you crazy, because there is no explanation that the mind could possibly understand. The intellect may be able to make a little bit of sense of it, but the intellect is somewhat higher than the mind, because the intellect comes from the heart space. The intellect sees it from an ego perspective. So divine feminine, your challenge is to stay heart-based and go within, connect to yourself. And as you connect to yourself, you're connecting with your divine masculine. If you want to reach out to me via email to do any of my courses or any of my, I've basically got a system now in place which has helped so many twin flames come into union. We've got marriages and we've got even little babies and things happening now. It's very, very exciting. Please contact me if you don't know what you need and you want to just a private reading, I can do that for you too. You can send me a photograph of you and your counterpart. Even if you don't think you're twin flames, it might just be a soulmate connection. Send me a photograph of you and them and 8 questions, and I can do a half an hour reading, a 45-minute reading, or a 1 hour reading for your situation. I'm sending you all so much love and light today. And of course, Donkey wants to give you a big kiss. He needs to bite my finger sometimes. He loves to do that. But then he goes, mwah. Okay? Okay, so stay in your joy no matter what happens today or tomorrow. Stay in your joy. Don't let the mind turn everything upside down, because, you know, Mercury and Gatorade, as I like to call it, can make things seem, which is an illusion, seem crazy. But let me tell you that you are perfectly wonderful in every way, and all of your imperfections is what makes you perfect. Okay, so Donkey loves you. He's going to bite my finger for a while longer, I think. And I'll see you real soon. Make sure you stay in your joy, okay? Don't follow anyone around with that name, because they'll, you know, that would be stalking. But follow your joy, not anyone else's, all right? And don't let anyone tell you, not even me, don't even let Donkey tell you what you need. You already know inside of yourself what's best for you, okay? Have a beautiful day, night, afternoon, evening, or morning, wherever you are in the world. Mwah. And we'll see you real soon. Bye.